Good morning. Welcome to the Walton County Technical Review Committee for August 18th, 2021. Do we have any announcements this morning? We have requests to approve the August 4th minutes as our first item on our agenda. Do we have any adjustments to the minutes?
No adjustments. I'll motion to approve the August 4th TRC minutes.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed likewise? Thank you. Our minutes are approved. We'll move right into project review. We've got a number of continuance requests. We'll begin with those, and they happen to be the first three items under project review. The Peaceful Lane subdivision, we have a request to continue to September 1st, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. in this location. Could we have a motion of the dais?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Motion carried. This item is continued to September 1st. Number 3, Seacoast Estates. We have a request to continue this item to September 1st, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. in this location. Can we have a motion, please?
So moved.
We have a motion. Can we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, the motion carries, and this item is continued to the September 1st TRC meeting. Number 4, Botanic Miramar Beach. We have a request to continue to September 1st, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. in this location. Can we have a motion at the dais?
Motion to continue.
We have a motion. Can we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is continued to the September 1st TRC meeting in this location. And I understand that we have a public notice deficiency for item number 15. Is that correct, Bob? The sign didn't get posted? Thank you, sir. We will continue this item to the next TRC to allow them an opportunity to cure that notice deficiency. Could we have a motion to continue number 15, 248 Blue Mountain Road, a minor development to the September 1st Technical Review Committee meeting?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item will be continued to September 1st, 2021 at 8:30 a.m. in this location. I think that takes care of all of our housekeeping items. First item for our consideration this morning is number 5, the Topsail Hill Preserve State Park, proposed abandonment of La Playa Estates platted roadways. This has been reviewed by Renee Bradley. Renee, could you briefly update us on this?
Yes, sir. This is an abandonment request submitted by the State of Florida Department of Environmental Protection. They're requesting to abandon Block A, Block B roadways of La Playa Estates. It's located in Plat Book 3, page 48. The road names in which we're abandoning is Jackson Drive, Corey Lane, Jolly Drive, and Kelly Drive, and Glen Road and Brock Road. This is within an area that has a future land use of conservation residential and residential preservation zoning. We only outstanding comments we have is from Public Works, and I'm here to answer any questions that I could.
Thank you, Renee.
And I don't know if the applicant's here or not. They wanted to attend.
Anyone here to represent the applicant this morning? Seeing no one. Any questions for Renee on this particular application? I did a quick check of the math, and yes, it is almost 10 acres.
I'd also like to enter the staff report to the record, sir.
Thank you, so entered. No questions from the TRC.
So, I guess just for my clarity, this is getting abandoned to get added to the state park, this property? It's just-
Yes, it would remove the county's public interest in those roadways for that, over those 10 acres of state park land. Yeah, it's 10 acres in the middle of Topsail Hill State Park. Probably the most expensive land in our county. Certainly the most pristine. If we have no further questions, any technical questions from any member of the public this morning? Seeing none, do we have a recommended motion?
Recommend we move this forward to the first available planning commission.
Thank you, Renee. Can we have a motion at the dais?
Make that in the form of a motion.
We have a motion to approve and move forward to planning commission at the next available advertising opportunity. Can we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is approved to move forward to planning commission. That moves us to number 6, Lot 7, Rolling Dunes. This is a request to approve by development order. It's been reviewed by Steve and Sean. Unfortunately, Stephen can't be with us this morning. Bob is going to fill in for him. Thank you, Bob.
Yes, Mr. Chair, no problem. This is a minor development application submitted by O'Connell and Associates on behalf of Cowgirl Kitchen Market LLC, requesting to develop a 1,300 square feet restaurant and a 700 square feet prep kitchen with associated infrastructure on 0.5 plus or minus acres with a future land use of mixed use in the zoning district of village mixed use. The property's in District 5, and the parcel number is in your staff report. Mr. Chair, may I enter the staff report into the record, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bob.
Sir. Mr. Chair, there appears to be a number of non-comply with the reviewers. The special considerations are the 30A corridor requirements are applicable in accordance with Chapter 6. There are numerous conditions of approval, and staff's recommendation is conditional approval or denial of the application. The agent is here. I have provided you the updated staff report, and I will turn it over to the agent if you don't have any questions for me.
Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from the agent.
Morning, John Nash with O'Connell and Associates.
Morning, John.
As you know, we met with staff regarding some issues on this project, and we believe we have those worked out. We resubmitted last week, and I don't believe all the reviews addressed everything. We're waiting on a restoration plan that should be here in the next few days. But we provided all the restoration areas on our site plan and just waiting on that plan. So approve it based on that.
I agree. We had a good meeting on this particular project, and I think we've overcome a number of issues. And if this submittal is consistent with our understanding at that meeting, then that's good for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as you mentioned, you think you've addressed all the comments?
We have. We expect to have the restoration plan here either by the end of the week or first of next week. All the rest of the comments have been addressed other than
I would certainly be comfortable moving this project forward, subject to satisfaction of all those comments being completed.
ready. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other questions from any member of the TRC for John?
have any, and we spoke about my comments. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to review this one, but we did speak on the phone about what we were gonna do to address those, and they're minor issues really. And so with that, I think I can make a motion to conditionally approve this project subject to satisfactory response to all outstanding comments.
Thanks, sir. We have a motion. Do we have a second? Once we get a second. Once we have a motion on the table. Can we have a second?
Second.
We do have a second. This is a minor development. We're going to take the opportunity to invite public comment. Anyone wishing to make a comment about this particular application or ask a question, this is the opportunity. I don't see any hands up in the room, so we'll close that portion of the meeting and move forward with the motion that's on the table, which is to conditionally approve this minor development, subject to satisfaction of all outstanding comments. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved, subject to satisfaction of outstanding comments. Thank you, John. That will move us to item number 7, the Cayo condos. This is a minor development reviewed by Bob Baronti. Bob, if you could briefly introduce it for us.
Yes, Mr. Chair, this is a minor development application submitted by Jenkins Engineering on behalf of SBG-PR LLC, requesting to develop 29 multifamily condominium units on 7.78 plus or minus acres with a future land use of mixed use and a zoning district of traditional neighborhood development. The property is District 5 and the parcel number is located in your staff report. Mr. Chair, there are just a few outstanding comments. The agent is here today to address those comments. May I enter the staff report in the record?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bob.
And do you have any questions of me before I turn it over to the agent?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will turn it over to the agent.
I'm sorry, did anyone else have any questions
I
for
don't
Bob?
have any questions for Bob.
Good morning, Scott Jenkins with Jenkins Engineering, here to represent the applicant. Rick Borst is here also. We did get all the comments. They are very minor. The only thing we didn't get was engineering, and that's probably because Bill's tired of looking at the same part of the project. So he's seen it a couple of times. But I'll be happy to answer any questions, but we don't see any issues with addressing anything.
This is fairly consistent with what was previously submitted on
It is, yeah.
higher scope, and a lot of the stormwater infrastructure, a lot of the utilities already in place. Am I
Yes.
right? Yeah, so fairly minor.
Any questions from mosquito control on this one? I do have one question, or maybe it's a comment. You need to quit spending so much time in Okaloosa County and back over here and work in Walton County.
Well, I'll do my best. I
Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I thought I wore out my welcome. I've given y'all a break for a while. So I'll be back. Don't
No, we
worry.
appreciate your good work in our county.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
I appreciate it.
This is minor development. We'll take the opportunity to divide any question, and we'll do it before we have a motion this time, Bob. Thank you. To invite anyone, as questions regarding this particular development. Anyone in the audience have a question about item number 7, the Cayo condo minor development? Seeing none, we'll entertain a recommended motion.
Make a motion to conditionally approve pending successful resubmittal.
Thank you, Bob. We have a recommended motion. Do we have a motion of the dais?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved to move forward to the development order. I know I haven't had enough coffee yet this morning. I apologize. This moves us to item number 8, the Coastal Grove Phase 2 plat. It's also been reviewed by Bob Baronti. Bob, if you could briefly introduce it for us.
Yes, Mr. Chair. This is the Coastal Grove Phase 2 plat. This is minor plat application by Bob Baronti, LLC, on behalf of Virginia First LLC, requesting plat plot 10, 13, Coastal Grove Phase 2 on 0.31 acres. Use village property is 5, parcel number is identified in the application. Here, can I enter the staff record, please?
Yes, sir, so entered.
Mr. Chair, we have seen this before. The outstanding comments are still the outstanding comments. There's been no resolution on those. Yes, he's not. You and I have discussed this one with the applicant. There's been no resolution, so.
Okay, well, let's hear from the applicant. Well, this would be the applicant's time to discuss why he doesn't feel like these comments are appropriate. Anybody representing the owner here today? How many times have we continued this one, Bob, or have we yet?
Yes, we have. I don't know the exact number, but.
My recollection is we continued it last time.
Yeah.
Well,
You would like a motion table?
how about we table it? I mean, if the applicant chose not to come to defend his position, then I don't know why we need to waste time on it here. No, we're gonna just table it. Motion to table.
Okay, I will. Motion to table the item number 8.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion to table this item and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, likewise. They're ready, they can post a new sign and come back.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, sir. We'll move to item number 9, the Rushing 30A office. This is a minor development reviewed by Tim Brown. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. This item was continued from the August 4th TRC meeting. This is a minor development or application submitted by Jenkins Engineering requesting approval to construct a 3,250 square foot office building and associated infrastructure on 0.3 acres with a future land use of mixed use and a zoning of village mixed use. Project's located in District 5. The only outstanding comments remaining is traffic, and there's a comment about preservation. The only outstanding comments remaining. So with that, I'd like to enter a staff report into the record.
So entered, thank you.
Questions board may have?
Any members of the TRC have questions for Tim?
Then I'll turn it over to the applicant.
Morning, everybody. Jamie Eubanks with Jenkins Engineering. We've had the comments. Staff and Haley were kind enough to clarify. I think some of you were on that email last week. Clarified the direction on the preservation, which we don't have an issue with. We have a problem addressing. So,
Okay.
take any questions if there are any.
Any questions from TRC members?
I don't have any.
Thank you, Jamie. This is minor development. We'll take the opportunity to invite anyone's questions from the public. Any member of the public wish to make a comment? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name's David Bailey. I'm an adjacent property owner, and I've commented at prior meetings. I raised some concerns about the site plan, and I'm pleased to stand here today and report that the owner and their design team, Jamie Eubanks in particular, addressed all of the neighborhood's concerns, and I'm here to speak in favor of supporting the project.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm glad we could get this one worked out. Any other members of the public wish to comment or ask a question on this particular item? Seeing none, then we'll entertain a motion at the dais. Would you like to recommend one, Tim?
Yes, recommend approval contingent on resolving the remaining outstanding comments. Then move it to the development order.
Sure. We have recommended motion. Do we have a motion at the dais?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved to move forward to development order subject to satisfaction of comments in the staff report. That moves us to item number 10, True by Hilton, Santa Rosa Beach. This is a major development reviewed by Tim Brown. Tim, can you introduce it for us?
Thank you. This item was continued from the July 21st TRC meeting. This is a major development order submitted by David Forstrom requesting approval to construct a 113-unit hotel with pool amenity and associated infrastructure on 2.153 acres with a future land use of mixed use and a zoning of village mixed use. Project's located in District 5. There's still outstanding planning comments. Did not get any engineering comments back. Public Works comment. And there's still outstanding scenic corridor comments. So with that, I'd like to enter the staff report into the record.
Thank you, sir. So entered.
I'll take any questions or I'll turn it over to the applicant.
We still have outstanding scenic corridor items also.
Yes. I did not receive any new architecturals. They submitted a new landscape plan, new site plan, civil plans, but there was no new architectural plans that I could find. So all of those comments are still outstanding.
Thank you, Tim. I think we can hear from the applicant.
Good morning, David Forstrom. How you doing? I'd like to go through the comments and hopefully fairly quickly. The plan and development comments appear to be from February 2021. I don't think they have been updated. We've addressed quite a few of those, Tim.
Actually, they
Oh, they are current, okay. Okay, we have no issue with those. Fire department comments, I guess those are current too, or they just didn't change from January?
He's approved it.
Okay,
Those are the comments.
okay. The public works comments, I have no issues with everything except, I would like, well, a couple things. The turn lane analysis, we had a meeting with the FDOT, and I included the minutes on the portal, and they discussed the right-of-way improvements to Highway 98. And based on their plans, which will include sidewalk, a third lane for right turns, they did not require us to make any improvements. They'll be all made by the FDOT in the right of way.
Are they gonna make it in time for the project to open?
I didn't ask them that question. They just said that they don't recommend we do any improvements, that they are. I asked them, I said, do you want us to do a right turn analysis? Do you want to do this, that, and the other? I said, no, we're putting 3 lanes there. We're going to have a wide pedestrian path, and our recommendation is you don't do any improvements.
There are some significant improvements that are planned by the county to be implemented by St. Joe at that intersection.
Okay,
Side.
okay,
Coordinated with Public Works about those particular improvements and how that might impact this particular site and the traffic from this site.
I've not received any input from them on that.
You know, have y'all looked at that?
I haven't seen what they're proposing at that intersection.
Given that we already have a hotel coming in on the north side,
Mm-hmm.
big problem we're trying to solve between Walmart and the adjacent portion of the Topsail West PUD. I think it's important to coordinate all impacts on that intersection. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing.
Okay,
And that, if you hadn't met with Chance Powell on this particular one, I think you need to.
okay, we'll do that. We weren't aware of that, but now that I am, I will do it.
Because we're putting the same kind of use on the north side that we're proposing to put on the south side
Mm-hmm.
with everything else that's already there, and the other stuff that's coming in the PUD that's been approved for about 13 years.
Okay. I also have a comment on the recommendation to add a cross connection. And I'm not sure if you know the history of it. Originally, when the development was approved, there was a single access point to Highway 98, and there were 3 parcels. The parcel to the east was approved with a second access. It wasn't required to, continue to the medium access. And again, I have no problem putting that access across. My concern is that we'll now have 2 accesses to 98 from the hotel, and I think that would degrade traffic safety. You'll have an access, and they'll be going from one to the other. And I think it'd be safer to have the hotel continue to go through the one access and not have that cross connection. I don't think there's any need for cross travel between the 2. That's my recommendation. If you say you want the cross connection, I can make the changes and do that. I just think by doing that, you're going to double the access points for the hotel and degrade traffic safety.
Well, I'd probably argue in the opposite on that. I mean, cross-access has definitely been shown to reduce impacts on the adjacent roadway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's in our code.
Okay.
We're required to do it.
We got the room for the extra parking.
Unless you can demonstrate some significant safety concern about that,
Mm-hmm.
we need to have it.
Okay,
Because we don't have nearly enough of it.
okay. I just wanted to make my suggestion, but yeah, absolutely, we will do it. Okay,
Yeah, we need to have that.
okay. Let's see.
Any other?
I've not received the engineering comments yet. On the stormwater, we use the same runoff curve number that was previously approved for the eastern part of that development. So when you get the stormwater comments, just let me know, or haven't received them yet. That's it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to review it. I know there were under drains installed as part of the original stormwater system, and much of your parking lot's covering those up. So I don't know how they're going to work, but I'll have to take a look at what you provided to see.
Okay.
And then I trying to figure out if you did provide the cross access where the additional parking would go, because I think you'll have to take out about 4 spaces.
Yes, yeah, we're gonna provide one cross access. I just wanted to, present my case, and we'll either add parking spaces or reduce rooms. I think we've got room for the extra parking.
Okay, 10-4.
We're gonna do that on the rear, add a cross access.
How, we got a number of comments to respond to, some of which may be fairly minor. How long do you think it'll take you to get a resubmittal back to it?
Well, I like to be conservative. I mean, I know I can have it for the September 15th TRC. I could push and try to get it done this weekend and have it by Monday, but I'd like to,
September 15th.
yeah, I'd like to just do one more time. So September 15th.
Tim, you good with that?
I do want clarification on one thing. This has come up previously. With DOT widening the road, they're going to put in a sidewalk and a bicycle lane, but we don't know when that's going to happen. And our code requires a 5-foot sidewalk with the development order. So my comment was you can't defer it. I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page with that.
Yeah, and I think we can include that in the discussion with Chance, and the improvements to the whole intersection here as part of the, and Tim, you need to be part of that discussion also, clearly. But let's include that also. We have a suggested continuance date of September 15th. Could we have a motion at the time?
I'll make a motion to continue to September 15th.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Given the significance of this intersection, anyone here wishing to make a comment about this particular application? Anyone in the audience? Seeing none, we will move forward with the motion that's on the dais. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is continued to the September 15 TRC meeting at 8:30 a.m. in this location. Thank you, David. Thank you, Tim. And it looks like, Tim, the next one's yours also. Major development known as Staybridge Suites, reviewed by Tim Brown. Can you introduce it for us, Tim?
Yes, thank you. This is a major developmental application submitted by Jenkins Engineering requesting approval to develop a 116-unit hotel with pool amenity and associated infrastructure on 2.39 acres with the future land use of mixed use and a zoning of coastal center mixed use. It's located in District 4 in front of the Blake at Miramar Beach. There's outstanding planning comments. Did not receive any fire comments as of the date of the report. We have outstanding engineering and public works comments, environmental, and scenic corridor comments. With that, I would like to enter the staff report into the record.
So entered.
I will take any questions, or I will turn it over to the applicant.
Any questions for Tim on the staff report?
I believe this was a master stormwater system with the Blake, wasn't it?
Thank you, Tim. Let's hear from the applicant.
Morning again, Jamie Eubanks with Jenkins Engineering. We've received all the comments and reviewed all the comments, have actually already resubmitted the architectural plans. Most of the comments were minor since this was a master system with the Blake. Almost everything was designed in advance. Probably the one comment of note was from Public Works. They have asked to essentially close one access point, which we have discussed with them, as well as the owner and the Blake, and that is the plan is to close an access point for the Blake to allow for this access. Other than that, I'll be happy taking questions. Everything else, I believe, was pretty minor.
Okay, thank you, Jamie. Any questions for Jamie from any member of the TRC? Looks like we have these issues worked out and on the way to resolution. Thank you, Jamie. This will be a major development, or is a major development, and it will get public hearings at Planning Commission and Board of County Commissioners. Tim, do we have a recommended motion?
Yes, recommend approval and move it forward to the Design Review Board when all outstanding comments have been resolved.
Thank you, sir. We have a recommended motion. Do we have a motion at the dais?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? This item is approved to move forward to the next stage of review, which is the Design Review Board upon satisfaction of all outstanding comments. That will move us to number 12, the Twin Palm subdivision plat. It's been reviewed by Tim Brown. Tim, if you can introduce that one for us.
Yes, thank you. This is a plat application submitted by Anderson Engineering requesting approval to plat 25 single-family residential lots with pool amenity and associated infrastructure on 5.08 acres with the future land use of residential and zoning of neighborhood infill. It's located in District 1 in Inlet Beach. There's outstanding planning, survey, engineering, and environmental comments, as well as GIS. Initially, they uploaded the wrong plat. It wasn't based on the current approval. They've since uploaded the correct plat, but I have not had an opportunity to review it, so that's where my comment number 7 is coming from. With that, I'd like to enter staff report into the record.
Thank you, Tim. So
I will turn it over to the applicant.
Apologies, we did upload the wrong plat, and it didn't let, a couple days later after we uploaded the initial one, it didn't let Tim know that there was a different one to review, so.
good morning. Could you state your name?
My name's Brian Osborne with the Anderson Engineering.
I guess we haven't had a chance to really review this one too much. Or are these the comments on the original plat or the one that's the correct one that was submitted?
Well, the first 6 comments are relevant. That's based on page 1, the cover of the plat. What I have not had an opportunity to do is review page 2 based on the approved site plan. So those first 6 comments are relevant, but there could be additional comments based on the page 2 of the plat.
Do you, okay.
And the first 6 comments are from an old survey. We did have a newer survey that was done for the development order process that is less than a year old.
Okay.
And it was reviewed and approved during that process.
You got a road name we need to update?
Yeah, and that was updated during the development order process, and just because they were looking at the old plat when they did the final plat.
Any questions for Brian from any member of the TRC? Is this one that has exfil, or we got surface stormwater here?
It's surface.
Okay. You got what you need to be able to get to it? Any other TRC questions? Thank you, Brian. Any member of the public wishing to ask a question about this particular item? Please raise your hand. Seeing none, Tim, do you have a recommended motion?
Yes, I don't think any of this is a deal breaker. Obviously, we won't take it to the county commission until Mylar has been signed, so I recommend we approve it and move it forward to the Board of County Commissioners when all outstanding comments have been resolved, and we have the signed Mylar.
Thank you, sir. We have a recommended motion. Do we have a motion of the dais?
I'll make a motion as recommended.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved to move forward to the Board of County Commissioners once all comments have been satisfied and the Mylar has been presented. This moves us to item number 13, the Moore Second Replat. This is a plat application reviewed by Rosanna Edwards. Good morning, Rosanna, and welcome to TRC. Introduce this one for us.
This is a minor plat application submitted by Emerald Coast Associates on behalf of Wendell and Deborah Moore and Alexander Metz, requesting to replat lots 1 and 2 in the Moore replat with the intent to reconfigure both lots on 0.61 plus or minus acres. The subject parcels have a future land use of residential in a zoning district of residential preservation. The property is in District 5 and can be located at the parcel numbers in your staff report. There are a few outstanding comments from planning, engineering, and just one from environmental, all minor in nature. Also, if you could enter that staff report in the record.
So entered.
Have any questions?
Thank you. I think all of mine have been answered in the last couple of weeks on this particular item. Any member of the TRC have a question for Rosanna on this particular item? Thank you. We'll hear from the applicant.
Dean Burgess with Emerald Coast Associates. We've responded to the TRC comments, and we agree that this should go to the Board of County Commissioners upon review of those responses, favorable review of those responses.
Thank you, Dean. Anyone have a question for the applicant? We will take the opportunity to invite any questions from any member of the public. Yes, sir, did you have a question? You could come to the podium.
My name is Riley Palmer, Palmer Construction Management. I represent the owners of Lot 4, which is directly north of the replat. And we just have a couple of concerns or issues that we wanted to bring to your attention. During the process of when we've owned the lot, we've seen a stop work order put on the lot where the lot was cleared and filled. And we would like to have a response or have some type of comment about if that's been satisfied. The second comment we have is that according to our environmentalists that did our environmental analysis on our lot, identified some jurisdictional wetlands on the lot. During the process of clearing the lot and filling the lot, those wetlands were impacted and filled. And we're just basically wanting to, our concern is by reducing the lot size with the wetlands on the lot, it potentially creates a difficult situation to try to build a house on. So we'd like to just have those items addressed before the plat's approved.
And did you file a code complaint on this particular?
Yes, we did.
Have you talked to code enforcement?
I've talked to code, and it doesn't, I have the actual copy of the actual claim. It just doesn't seem to show up anywhere. I can't get anybody to respond to it as far as whether it's been resolved or not.
But you have talked to code?
Yeah, we've reached out to code. Not me personally. One of the owners reached out to code.
Did they say?
They did not respond as far as whether it's been resolved or not. They acknowledged that the claim had been done, and I've actually got a copy of the claim, but it has not been resolved.
According to the staff report, as of July 15th, there are no liens, fines, fees, or active code cases on this parcel.
Dude, when you close out a code violation, do you actually publish something? Or is it, how do we determine whether it has been satisfied?
Go into our citizen service system and now EnerGov on their side, and look at the public record.
Okay.
The public record request for whatever's involved.
Whatever resolution was done. Okay, but those are the comments we had, the issues we had.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be happy to talk to you by phone if you'd like.
Yeah.
But according to this, there's nothing outstanding as of July 15th.
Okay, thank you.
Are you aware aware of anything?
We're unaware of any code filings.
Okay. Did we get to motion yet or not? Recommend a motion?
Recommended motion to approve and move it forward, contingent on resolution of all outstanding comments.
Thank you. Just double check with code and make sure that
I will. I wasn't aware of any
there's
code
nothing else
violations, but
outstanding on that before we move forward. But thank you for the recommended motion. We have a recommended motion at the dais.
I'll make that into a motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second to move this application forward to the BCC, subject to satisfaction of comments and production of the Mylar. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved to move forward to the BCC, subject to satisfaction of any outstanding comments and production of the Mylar. This will move us to item number 14, Churchill Oaks Lot 88 and 89 replat. It's a plat application reviewed by Bob Baronti. Bob, if you could briefly introduce it for us.
Yes, Mr. Oh, I don't think I need a microphone. This, as you said, this is the Churchill Oaks Lot 88 and 89 replat. This is a plat application submitted by SM Consulting and Expediting LLC on behalf of Churchill Development LLC, requesting to replat lots 88 and 89 on .37 plus or minus acres with a future land use of residential and a zoning district of neighborhood infill. The property's in District 5 and the parcel numbers are identified in your staff report. Mr. Chair, as you see, the staff report has many outstanding comments. However, everything has been addressed and waiting for resubmittal, which I believe will come today. I just spoke to the county surveyor. He clarified the last remaining issue that needed to be resolved, so that will be taken care of. And like I said, it'll be submitted right away. The applicant has worked with Haley to get those questions resolved, so we're just waiting for one big resubmittal because there was just one issue that Scott's been working with them. So I'd like to enter staff report into the record if I can, please.
So entered, Bob. Thank you.
And Mr. Chair, I'll turn it over. The agent isn't here. She is ill, and she asked for this project to, if possible, to be conditionally approved pending successful resubmittal. She's not here. She has COVID. I'd like to turn it over. Well, she's not here. Is there any public comments or any questions from the board that I could answer?
Thank you, Bob. I don't have any. Any member of the TRC have a question for Bob?
I don't have any questions.
Haley, did they take care of your comments? Anyone in the public have a question about this particular item? Seeing none? Do you have a recommended motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, make a recommended motion to conditionally approve pending successful resubmittal, and then move the Mylar for signature and then to the Board of County Commissioners for their consideration.
Thank you, Bob. We have a recommended motion. Do we have a motion at the dais?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed likewise? Hearing none, this item is conditionally approved to move forward to the BCC, subject to satisfaction of outstanding comments and production of the signed Mylar. Thank you, Bob. This will move to number 16, Villages of Santa Rosa. Some major development reviewed by Bob Baronti. Bob, if you can briefly introduce it for us.
Yes, Mr. Chair, as you said, this is a major development application submitted by David Forstrom on behalf of BT Enterprising, requesting to develop 34 townhomes, associated infrastructure on 4.30 plus acres, future land use residential and zoning district neighborhood. The property is in District 5, and the parcel number is public hearing staff report. Chair, may I enter staff report into record, please?
So entered.
Chair, there are a number of comments. I don't see anything that could pose a terrible issue of getting resolved. Agent is here. Do you have any questions for me before I turn it over to the applicant?
How are we satisfying the public recreation component?
I believe that they're going to
Okay. Well, then let's hear from the applicant. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Morning, David.
Just briefly, on the photometric plan, the work itself, we want to we haven't finalized that. Does that need to be turned in for approval, or can that be submitted?
Yeah. Have lighting plan.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll get that.
Yes.
On the sidewalk, my client would like to use this sidewalk in front of the townhome, out on the wetland area. Sidewalk, awesome.
We can do that.
Public Works and Engineering comments, I have no questions about those can all be solved. Not received engineering comments yet, so we did use the same file for previous development for
Can we go back to the sidewalks? If we're going to put the sidewalks adjacent to where we've got the driveways, which is the side of the driveway we're talking about, do you have enough room to prevent people from parking across the sidewalk and still meet the parking requirement?
Yes, the driveway started.
Okay, and then the sidewalk and then the roadway? Okay, make sure we got enough room, because this is a problem right up the street. Let's see if we can make what you can observe up the street better in this particular site. Because that's how it gets used. So if you want to see how this will get used, drive right down J.D. Miller Road. And if you see some things there that you can make better, we would welcome that. Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I interrupted you. So, you mentioned with the stormwater that you used the same runoff curve number as the previous development, but you do understand that that's based on impervious area and existing conditions, what you're proposing to do, right?
Right, well, the existing conditions, pre-development, but correct, the post-development runoff curve.
Okay. All right, and then, I would recommend looking at the sidewalk that we're putting in the right-of-way. And we already have issues on Chat Holly with flooding. So there's not much right-of-way there to work with trying to get the stormwater off the road. So it appears that you're putting that sidewalk in the middle of whatever's left between the right-of-way and the edge of pavement. And I'm not sure how that stormwater functions because you're also showing the sidewalk on top of that pipe that goes across J.D. Miller right there at the intersection. Just take a look at that because it just appears that that can't be constructed that way.
We can move the sidewalk.
Can you go back to the site plan? Do you see that mitered intersection that I'm talking about at the intersection? You're showing the sidewalk going right on top of it. And right now, everything that drains to that side of the road, the south and west side of JD Miller, south side of Chat Holly, flows under that and keeps going downstream towards 331. Or there's actually a cross drain before 331. I don't think you need to upsize it, but you don't need to build a sidewalk on top of it. I mean, you need to, you got to be able to convey the water where it's going right now in the right of way. And so just take that into consideration. And I know I didn't provide a thorough review, but I just figured I'd mention that before.
Okay.
So you can kind of consider that.
Okay. The only other issues on the environmental, this project has kind of a history of there were some wetlands that we restored, just mitigation. Anyway, long story short, when I did the development, I started with 0.75 and I can talk to Haley, very helpful. Looks like we may have to go back to the original wetland because they didn't impact it, reduce our density. So my question is, we have plenty of room for property, and I've already talked to environmental folks. Would like to consider restoring the original wetland?
Okay. So we would be putting back whatever we took out, or whatever somebody previously did?
Several years ago, this was all permitted mitigation fees. We client purchased it. We were looking at 0.75 wetlands. And talking to Haley, so really to go back to historical or bridge. That's that we're gonna lose some bed.
Could we hear from Haley?
Sure.
Yeah.
There is a large but we're already impacted, but it was my
Okay. What about the desire to restore those wetlands?
and then they have the
Yeah, this is probably one we need to discuss in a little more depth about whether or not we could accommodate your request, or certainly I support Haley's position that if we've got impacted wetlands, then that ought to count. But we're certainly open to discussing this in more detail because I think it's significant as far as the overall design of the project and what you can ultimately do. Why don't we continue this for a month? Give us time to talk about this and give you time to do some redesign if that's necessary, and consult with your client as to which direction you want to go. That good for you, Haley? Okay. Well, with the agreement of the applicant, we'll entertain that motion to continue it.
Here, I concur.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's see when that is.
October 6th.
Would it be possible to go with something?
Or that there's no, you're talking about.
Yeah, let's go with Bob's recommendation. So we do have quite a waterfall of applications right now. Motion is to continue to, what is that date again? October 6th? Could we have a motion at the dais?
I'll motion to continue this as stated, just as a something to consider. You may consider some sort of retaining wall, and then you can avoid some of those wetland impacts with a retaining wall or something, just as a suggestion.
Okay, we've got a recommended motion at the dais.
I made the motion to continue to October 6th.
We have a motion to continue to October 6th, 8:30 a.m. in this location. Can we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed likewise? Hearing none. Now, this item will be continued to October 6th, TRC, to give us an opportunity to meet and agree on how to proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Bob. That looks like that concludes our agenda this morning. Thank everyone for spending time with us this morning. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.